Hi. So in the last video, I showed how to do the phase one for a comprehension question that we got from Unfolding Word. I also started to introduce the idea of a new way to handle complex concepts, which may speed some things up um, in our building our semantic representations. So now I'm going to show you how I convert this to phase two. I know from experience that this is a complicated process, so because our analyzer is not working all that great, but we'll do it anyway. And I'll show you all the things that need to be done. So I've gone into Ruth commentary. That's where I'm putting these questions. I'm going to go to verse 12. Now I'm going to click Edit Text, and I'm going to paste that in, the text that I just wrote for this. Okay, so now it accepted it. That means the square brackets are matched. Now I'm going to click Analyze. And so the analyzer is working to analyze this. Okay, so now one thing I found very common with these questions is it can't figure out what kind of question it is. This is a content question. It wants to know which things. If you look at the features over here for the clause, it says yes, no, interrogative. I can tell that from this Y, which is the second character to the right of the dash, just because I've gotten used to that by now. So I'm just going to change that right now to the second one, illocutionary force, change to content interrogative. This one sometimes gets converted to content interrogative. It didn't here, so it's okay. These should all be declarative, saying that something happened. You're declaring something. Okay, so now we've got that feature of the clause correct, and want to do something. So this should be a patient clause, want someone else. So the analyzer got that right. So this should be a patient clause, that's correct. And people wanted, this should be a patient clause. So that also is correct. Just like Tamar, and that's an event clause. When we say something happened just like something else happened, then that should be an event clause. Okay, now one thing, another thing I notice is the period's not right. Here you have period, period, the. Okay, what it should look like, I'm going to save analysis here, and there weren't any errors, that's great. Go back to verse 10. The period should look like this. There should be a little period symbol, then period spelled out, and then a big period symbol underneath. I'm going to click on the copy items. That's down at the bottom, and where these buttons are, and along the top row we have Analyze, Generate, Complex Concepts, and then the Copy button, the one that has two items. I'm going to click on period. I can tell that it's copied because it became blue. Go back to verse 12, and I'm going to click on this end right bracket to paste it in there, and then I can keep going. Oh, look, it got one there, but I don't trust it. So I'm going to, okay, so I'm going to delete what was there before, and I'm going to delete this one here. Okay, hopefully I've fixed the periods now. Okay, so Yahweh wanted, that should be discourse. Now, when we consider the time in the, oh look, there's something else I should delete. So we've already got delete selected, so let's delete this which. Sometimes the analyzer leaves these remnant words around that it didn't know what to do with. And it didn't know what to do with which here. And the reason is because it didn't interpret it as an interrogative. So this item thing should be interrogative instead of generic. We're going to say which things. Okay. Now, when we have a patient clause or a restrictive modifying clause, um, the verb time is relative to the verb in the outer clause. So people they wanted Yahweh to do something in the future because he hadn't already done these good things. So really this should be in the future, wanted to do. And when should it be? Well, presumably it's going to take at least a year to get children. So I'm going to say a year from now. They wanted, we don't have any other choice for longer periods of time, at least right now. So I'm going to say a year from now, which is a long time from now, wanted Yahweh to do these good things, to give children to Boaz. So they wanted Yahweh to do which good things? We made this interrogative, and we have a beneficiary argument for Boaz. Okay, that's perfect. Okay, what did I say for the people? It's routine, that's fine. The people, it got switched to generic here. So we're talking about specific people, the people who said those things. So I'm going to change this to routine also. Since they've been mentioned before, routine would be the appropriate thing to say. The people wanted someone else. It's discourse. It's our normal past tense. Yahweh to give. Okay, so again, I'm going to make that, let's make that a year from now. So down in this first column of the verb features, a year from now. Okay. To give much many children. So give takes a patient argument. Much many children to Boaz. So you give to somebody through Ruth. Now, this isn't correct because through Ruth modifies the verb to give through Ruth. It's not that Boaz is through Ruth, like Boaz came through Ruth somehow. So what I want to do is I want to select one of these right brackets here. And by clicking on this left bracket here, I'm going to paste it in front of that. So to Boaz, and then this is an independent noun phrase modifying the verb. And then through, path through someplace. I wonder if we have any other senses of that. Through. By means of is what we want, not a path through. Okay, so by means of Ruth, he's going to give children. Just like Tamar birthed Perez for Boaz. Okay, now the event clause, that has kind of the same time sense as the main clause. But here, this is referring to past. So I'm not actually sure what Todd would want here, if this should be discourse, or I'm just going to leave it as discourse for in the past, or if it should be something else. If we did do something else, it would be historic past. It's not eternity past. It's not during the speaker's lifetime. That would be the other choice. I'll have to ask Todd about that. But for now, I'm just going to leave that as discourse. Birthed Perez for Judah, the man Judah. Okay, so I think this is correct. Let's see what happens if we do generate. So I push the generate button to generate. This is in the analyzer language, which I'm working on right now because it's convenient using the analyzer. the people Yahweh to bless Boaz. Aha. So this is happening because of a rule that we have that it converts Yahweh do good things for Boaz into Yahweh bless Yoaz. It's confused. I thought that our explication said to ask Yahweh to bless. So I'm surprised that the want went away, but I know why this became Yahweh bless Boaz. So what we would want to do is we would want to block this rule because we want to know which things. In other words, how did they want Yahweh to bless Boaz? So I'll show you how to do that. So if we go to Generator, Lexicon, and Grammar, then here are the complex rules over on the right. So I'm going to expand. There's a little plus symbol next to complex concept insertion rules. I'm not sure where bless is, but it's an event. So let's look at this one first. Complex event insertion to bless. Okay, to bless, to cause someone to be happy or to do good things for. So the rule we want is to do good things for, but I want to block this rule because if this is converted to bless, we won't have the interrogative anymore. We won't know that they're asking which things. So down here at the bottom it says block. I'm going to block that. Am I sure I want to do that? Yes, I'm sure. Okay, so it's not going to apply that rule. We can also generate in this one. So just to show that, click on the generate button here in this screen. So you might have noticed or might not have that it converted the what looks like the phase 2 here back to Yahweh do for Boaz. So good, what did the people want Yahweh to do for Boaz? That is not very good. That means the generator is going to need some work. It should be what good things. I'm going to save that, and I'm going to go back to the proposition analysis. Okay, down here now on the bottom right, you can say, good, what did the people want Yahweh to do for Boaz? One thing I noticed, what good thing? This should be plural. Is it plural? Yes, it is plural. Which good thing? So there's a question here, is this too complex? So I could rewrite this in a way that it would come out right in English. I could write, the people wanted Yahweh to do certain good things for Boaz. Which things were those things? But I think this is not too complicated, so I think this is something where the generator should be fixed. I'll ask Todd about this. And then let's look how the second sentence came out. They wanted Yahweh to give many children to Boaz through Ruth, like Tamar birthed to Perez for Judah. Now the reason it came out badly here is because our verb birth, we use birth somebody in the analyzer language, but there are a few times where the English is different. And if we generated this in English, it would say gave birth to Perez for Judah. So don't worry about this, that it came out birth. That's a funny thing having to do with our analyzer language. Okay, I will ask Todd about this. Couple of items on this question, and let's call it quits for now.